Talking to Coach Spencer Carbery is presented by the Centers for Advanced Orthopedics. More physicians, more locations, more advanced care centered around one thing you. Visit CFAortho.com. I don't remember if it was on ESPN.com. It doesn't really matter, but there was a feature article about how Dylan Strome has really blossomed this year. And I'm wondering, you come over as the head coach. This is your second season now coaching Dylan Strome. You know where he was drafted. What did you do to kind of make him blossom, if anything? Like, why has he become such a key component of this team? What has changed about his game?
I think there's like little areas of his game that he's worked on and improved, but I attribute it to he's just a really, like, you guys know him, and once you meet him, you're kind of like, really nice guy, well-liked, good personality. It kind of takes you a little bit to sort of figure him out as a competitor and as a, pro athlete. And so, like, okay, what makes him tick? His competitive juices, is he, how does that all work with him? And it takes a little bit. But what you come to learn about Stromer, and this is why I think, because I read that article, it's a great article on Stromer and his past, and, how it's taken him a little bit longer, but he just continues to get better and better and better. And I think that's probably the main thing is he's so internally motivated and crazy high level that you don't see. He's not a real, if you meet him, you wouldn't expect that. You wouldn't see that from talking to him and being around him. But if you get to know him, over hundreds and hundreds of hours, you see how internally motivated he is. And so that's why I think he's gone through all this adversity in his career, and even getting to Washington, having a good career, having a good season. His first year he got here, he had a great season. But he wasn't content with that. He knew and wanted to push the envelope to try to, continue to prove people wrong and continue to become a better player. And that's sort of what he's done every year. And, my role in it is just trying to harness that and trying to make sure that he's growing little areas of his game where he can add to and become a better 200-foot centerman, play little things that I can help him with, playing more minutes and playing against top centermen and all those things. But I think that's long-winded way of saying he's a highly, highly motivated individual to just continue to evolve and continue to get better.
Yeah, it's interesting what you say about personality, because I remember, I guess the piece was on ESPN yesterday, that one of the guys said his first impressions of Stromer, even on the ice, was that he was lazy. And it's just kind of the way he carried himself.
Yeah, it's spot on. And you would think like he's sort of casual and just like, oh, does he not really care? And it couldn't be further from the truth. Like, he cares deeply and wants to win and wants to be the guy that's helping the team win and scoring the big goal and making the big play. So it is a total, when you meet him, it's a misconception about him. And that's, why I think he's continued to get better and he's having such a phenomenal year again.
Coach, we got to talk about Logan, because Logan is just putting up stupid numbers in net. I mean, he's second in the league in GAA. He's third in the league in percentage. I thought it was funny that Darcy's right there next to him in both of those categories too, that you guys got rid of. But he turned into he's having a great year out in LA. But Logan, what is it about Logan? You guys signed him to the 6-year extension now. He's your guy. He's just not allowing goals. What is going on with this guy? He's unbelievable.
Yeah, he's on fire, and he's the definition of a gamer, man. He just when the puck drops and the game's on the line and that game starts and there's an opponent that's trying to put that little black thing in our net, he just elevates and he's played so well for us in so many tight games. I mean, most of the games that we play in are one-goal games, tied, can go either way, and he's delivered time and time again in those big moments. And I thought last night was a great so hear this scenario out, and this kind of speaks to Logan and the year he's having, and I think too that the type of competitor he's coming back home to play in his hometown against Calgary Okay, so a little bit of a pressure, wants to play really well. He just signed a brand new long-term contract, 2 days previous. So he's excited. He's now been given that trust and earned the long-term deal with the Caps and sort of looked after his future. His first big contract he signed in his career, and he comes into here and plays lights out. Like with all this pressure and all this, these things going on around him, and just delivers the goods and played outstanding last night and was a big part of why we win that hockey game.
And, Coach, also what's great about Logan is he's not a silver spooner. He wasn't a high draft pick. I mean, he went undrafted, spent time in both Canadian college hockey and the ECHL, which you know well, with the Stingrays. So he's been on those long bus rides. He's played against the Swamp Rabbits and teams that you barely know. He wasn't one of these guys that had all the hype and the press clippings coming in. He's a guy that really paid his dues and worked for it, and you feel good for him.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things that gives us as an organization and myself as a coach great confidence that him signing a long-term deal isn't going to change his approach and isn't going to affect the way that exactly what you just touched on is he has earned and proven people wrong throughout his career. And I don't think that'll be any different just because, he's earning a lot more money now for many more years to come, and hopefully in our organization. So that gives me great confidence that he'll stay hungry and earn every penny of that contract that he just signed.